Hello, friends. Happy Friday. I hope your weekend is off to a great start and you're looking forward to a fun-filled weekend. We got the Memorial Day holiday coming up. Of course, not a day to necessarily celebrate, but to remember. And that's why we call it Memorial Day. And we will probably talk about that some more. But let's see who we've got joining us tonight. Looks like we've already got an excellent crowd gathered here. We got Steve Russell and Mushroom Leg. How you guys doing? Paul Johnson, Pipe Writer, Big Dave, Clarence Wood. Clarence, I see your connection's not great, so hopefully you can stick around, but great to see you tonight. Recovering Know-It-All. Pensive Piper, Lurker Troy, Jeffrey Feinberg. How you doing, Jeffrey? Central Cal Piper, did I get you already? That seems, there's Codger Jim. Sorry, I talk to myself sometimes. The Mad Piper, Yornik. Which Yornik do we have tonight? And Todd Monson. Robert Miller, Kevin Doolin. A bunch more popped up. The Urban Hermit. Hello, Everett. Wasn't expecting you tonight, buddy. Good to see you. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. Poem, Bona Piper. Howdy Christian, Flint Hill Briar, Tramper Scott, and Armchair Piper. Fantastic. Great group of folks assembled already. So, Friday. Yeah. It's a bittersweet Friday for me because I gotta go on vacation now. I know I shouldn't talk that way, but things are just so critically busy right now at work, and the idea that I'm going to just walk out the door for approximately 2 weeks scares me. It'll be fine. It'll be there when I get back, of course, but I got, oh, by the way, I don't think I mentioned Max's Memorial Friday Sabanelli with Haunted Bookshop, as is the tradition. Sorry. Little off kilter tonight. So yeah, I finished up work. Normally I cut out a little bit early on Fridays. I like to work from home on Fridays if I can, but today I was there all day and didn't leave until 5. Could have stayed a couple more hours, to be honest, to try to get caught up, but got out the door, and I got to work on Tuesday. I'm going to be in Pittsburgh. I'm going to work remotely because I got a couple of meetings that couldn't be rescheduled, and then I'm out the rest of the week and all of the following week, and it's a lot of traveling and such, so we'll have to see what we can do in terms of the live streams as well as the Sunday videos. Hello, Michael Case. How you doing? Michael Case has got some pirate cake in a Joby. Can't read that, Michael. Joby Fawn, I think it says. Fawn, sunny in 83. Fantastic. Ah, you're off for the weekend, huh? Very good, Everett. There is no eunuch on his Ghostbusters reference. Fantastic movie. Stanley Smith. How you doing, Stanley? Kevin Doolin's got Crooner in the Bing's favorite. Tramper Scott says vacations used to cause him stress as well. Yeah. Yornik's got visions of Salafias? I don't know how to pronounce that. I never did. Caliphase. I'm going to go with Caliphase. And a bus Shakan. Yeah, people are saying how they hate management. I hate it too. Central Cal Piper's just finishing nightcap in his Falcon, working on some Saint Espresso. Wow. I saw that came out again. I didn't like the first time around. I don't think I'm going to like the second time around, but that's just my palate. It was perfectly fine tobacco, just not my cup o' tea, as the kids say. Flint Hill Breyer's got his Friday Sabanelli with Velvet, and he's got a Cobb packed with Crooner for round 2. Wow. Pete F. How you doing, Pete? Good to see you tonight. Mad Piper's got a Sabanelli 623 with Black Twist. Urnick says Ghostbusters Afterlife is a great movie, worth a watch for sure. Don't know that one. Liked the first one, kind of liked the second one, and everything seemed downhill from there. But willing to try anything. Armchair Piper just got some Saint Espresso. I hope you enjoy it, Ed. There's Tim Fernier. Good to see you, Tim. Robert Miller smoking Carter Hall in the Friday Sabanelli. Fantastic. Can't beat Carter Hall, and you can't beat it in a Friday Sabanelli. Yeah, so the wife's been panicking. Panicking is a bit strong, but you know, it's not this trip to Pittsburgh that's got her hung up. It's the following week where we're going to be at the beach all week, and she's, she doesn't have a bathing suit. She's got to buy clothes, and she buys them and then doesn't like them, so she has to take them back. And she's probably got more clothes that she has to take back than she otherwise owns. And she's lost some receipts, so and I don't care. She just keeps going in these circles about, how am I going to get this and how am I going to get that? It doesn't matter, worst comes to, the way I look at it is if I'm at the beach and I need a bathing suit and I didn't have one, I'll just go and buy one. I don't care. I'll do without one. I'll cut the legs off my pants and be a happy man. But what are you going to do? She's a darling. She just worries about things a lot more than I do. And I hope she's going to let Isabel out. I hear Isabel barking. don't know why I'm having so much trouble seeing tonight. It seems dimmer for some reason. I'm going to move this a little bit. Hopefully I won't shake you too much. There's our buddy Voodoo. How you doing? Poem has a Bjorn Billiard with McBaron Club blend. Nice stuff. There's Scott Terry with a Peterson Bulldog filled with Peretti number 8 slices. Good choice. Mushroom Leg, I do believe Velvet is readily available. That's a good one, Tim. Says he liked the theme song to Ghostbusters when it was called I Want a New Drug. They are basically the same tune, aren't they? Was Afterlife the one with the all-women cast? Why isn't she doing something about that? Lurker Troy says he's still learning how to smoke Black Irish X. Got a 12-ounce can of Zippo fuel, so here I go smoking a 320 in coffee. Sounds good. I hope you're not using the 12 ounces on the Irish X. You can get it burning a lot easier. That's a joke, Lurker Troy. I know you're not doing that. Kevin Doolin, Pipe Nook has some C&D blends available in bulk. Oh, that's good news. And a Memorial Day discount code. Say. Couch is having a fire with his beautiful girlfriend. Wonderful. Say hello for us, Couch. And give Elva a nice pet. There's the Smooth Piper Peter. How you doing, Peter? On a bookshop in his Friday 7L. Good deal. Oh, Afterlife. Okay, Kevin. I was thinking of that other one, which seemed to me like a disastrous idea, and I didn't want to go anywhere near it. But this has cameos with all the original Ghostbusters. Okay. I will have to take a look at that. I really enjoyed the first one. I thought that's an excellent movie. I still do. Like I said, the second one was entertaining. I don't really remember the third one, but I remember kind of being disappointed. And then they came out with that disaster a couple of years ago that I just didn't bother with. It was intentionally modified. That's the thing. I don't mind. I don't mind a little bit of tweaking, but when you go out of your way to completely invert things, it just doesn't make sense to me. I think, Big Dave, I think you're right. Isabel wants to be on the live stream. Flint Hill's got himself an LL Bean bent billiard. Well, Flint Hill Briar, I'm going to be smoking one of those later tonight. Old Uncle Mike says, Team sorry. I missed your first one there, Mike. What was that? I think the wife is going to be watering the vegetables. That's what that sound was. Well, I'm not going to worry about it, Mike, unless if it was something important, please say it again because I missed it. Tim, I think you're pushing that too far. I do not believe that they wanted Huey Lewis for the Ghostbusters movie. Not yet, Central Cal Piper. Not yet. I haven't watched The Shining yet. I'm waiting for my wife to go to Pittsburgh without me, which she's apparently going to do after we get back from the beach. Yarnick says John Wick 4 was good. I'm looking forward to that one. Team indeed, Uncle Mike. Yes. Frito Baggins. How you doing, Frito? Smoking a Peterson loaded with velvet. Glad you're enjoying the show. There's Dry Fly Fisher 11. Good evening to you, sir. Yeah, we do kennel the dogs, Big Dave. And that's always hard. You know, they give you that look. But, you know, it's funny. We kennel them. Our vet has a kennel. And we took them to the vet last week because they needed to get their shots updated. And we wanted to do it prior to going to the kennel. So they had time to build immunity. And, boy, they you know, they're a little crazy going in because they know it's the vet and everything, but as soon as they got through the door, they wanted to head straight back to the kennels. They're pulling on their leashes to get back to the kennels. So they must enjoy it there. You know, they get to hang out with other dogs and they get fussed over and everything. They don't mind going at all. It's harder on us. Really, Tim, it was a court case. I believe it because now I never thought of it, but now that you mention it, they are like exactly the same tune. I'm guessing you're right about the John Wick 4 movie there, Bohm. Probably a lot of people got shot too. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to give anything away. That's funny, Central Cal Piper. Not exactly what you expect a youth group leader to be doing, but Couch is getting 2 pairs of bifocals in 2 weeks. Is that for each of your 2 eyes there, Couch? Piper on the 45. Good evening to you, sir. Oh, yes, Yornik's defending John Wick 4 because I think actually the John Wick movies have done okay with plot. I enjoyed them. They are definitely action-packed, but I think they've done okay with plot. And Yornik saying it has some plot, and Poem replies, "Wow, a new movie with a plot." It's a rare thing, isn't it? Old Uncle Mike's got some old EA Carry tobacco, 1991, no name. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any EA Carry tobaccos, Uncle Mike, so enjoy it. I think you're right, Michael. I think it does help for them to be together and have distractions as well. Nail in the coffin indeed, Tim. Poem has an unopened tin of Dunhill Flake from 2004 when he bought it. Well, that's probably going to be nicely aged. Glenn Hill has the Ghostbusters song as his phone's ringtone. How about that? Oh, the name is 91. Gotcha, Uncle Mike. Over me, Tim. Yes, Yornik, you use it or lose it, right? Boy, Russian's an interesting language. I I don't speak anything but English. I know a fair amount of German, but I'm certainly not anywhere close to conversant in it. Uh, but I just enjoy languages. I enjoy, watching movies with subtitles to try to catch what words are what. And uh, I've done that with a couple of Russian shows that I there's nothing that matches. It's really an interesting language. It's very different from anything I'm familiar with. Oh, Flint Hill's joining in on the earwig game. So I got off the hook for tomorrow. We were originally going to drop the dogs off at the kennel and hit the road, but I convinced my wife that since we don't need to be there until Wednesday and we're going to be gone the entire next week, maybe it would be okay if we left on Sunday instead of Saturday. So that was a win for me. Although tonight when I was leaving work, she sort of implied that we might still leave tomorrow, but I set the record straight on that. So I got tomorrow, and tomorrow I plan to do all the things I'd normally do on a Sunday, because I do a lot on a Sunday that sort of gets me ready for the next week. And yeah, we'll be on the road Sunday morning in Pittsburgh, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm going to be at we're staying with my sister-in-law, which is awfully nice of her. Um, she's going to be working. My wife's going to go do in-law stuff, and I'm going to stay in the house and work because I got a couple meetings that I have to take. And then Wednesday is the Bruce Hornsby concert. And then Thursday we're driving back home, and I should be back here Friday night. So you'll hear tales of that journey. And then I don't know what's going on the next week yet, but I do think I'm going to be back for the Friday live stream after the beach vacation as well. You'll hear tales of that journey. By the way, it's a Guinness tonight. It's the Guinness draft. Oh, Flint Hill, you started noon. Congratulations. I hope it works out for you, buddy. I think it's a really good program, but of course not for everybody. Wow, Yornik, yeah. I guess once you're bilingual, it makes things easier. Give her an extra day to take clothes back. Oh, Jim, you're going to get me in trouble. Ah, Tim, that's not a pipe question. You tricked me. Potemkin is a fantastic Russian film, says Michael Case. Don't know that one. Couch thinks I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm not. I can't. Best Russian movie is Stalker. Well, I'll definitely have to look for Stalker and Potemkin. Frito Baggins, born and raised in Delaware County, class of '83. Now he's in Florida. He wants to know what beach I'm going. We're actually driving down to Virginia Beach, Frito. It's a large family gathering. It's not just my wife and I. When my wife and I go, we often will go for short trips to Ocean City, New Jersey, but we tend to like Ocean City, Maryland. Yes, Tim, some things will never change. Yeah, Kevin Kerner is interesting, and I think it's gotten more interesting. I've had that experience too, that every bowl seems to taste a little different. Uh, oh, sorry, furnace. My wife must be doing laundry. I'll try not to talk too much because I know the noise is annoying. It won't be on too long. Yeah, Flint Hill, that cognitive behavioral aspect is really cool. Um, they're very good at it, very sneaky in a sense, but you also learn a lot. Tim, did that crooner come with deer tongue? Yeah, it is really interesting, Flint Hill. It's that herbal aspect to it that kind of hooked me, actually. I've never liked like a straight vanilla on a pipe tobacco, but that sort of grassy, greeny vanilla, it's good. It's more of a flavor that I think should be in tobacco, whereas something like vanilla topping, it just doesn't seem right that that's in the tobacco. Ah, Pome's going to Peretti. Have you been there before, Pome? Lurker Troy says deer tongue tastes like chicken. Michael Case, you don't have Cyrillic fonts? You must have one of them Apple phones. Yay, the furnace is done. You know, Tim, it's sadder than that. You should see them gathered around the salt lick, just standing there staring, depressed. Cuban mixture is good stuff, Everett. But all of the Peretti blends have that Peretti topping. I don't know what it is. It's not bad. It's just very distinctive. And I know people that love it and I know people that hate it. So, but Cuban mixture, it's a favorite of mine. I keep a tin of it actually down here. I haven't smoked it in a while. Maybe I will get out the Cuban mixture to smoke when I get out the LL Bean pipe. LL Bean, LJ Peretti, seems right. You didn't strike me as an Apple guy, Michael. I'm glad we confirmed it. Yeah, I went to Peretti. I've only been to Peretti once, Poem, and it was years ago. I was actually interviewing for a job in Boston. And I got to tell you, that experience of having the afternoon free and going to Peretti was what convinced me that I did not want to live there. But it's a great pipe shop. The dear librarian, says Yornik. Central Cal, I will be able to smoke my pipe next week for sure. And I will smoke it the following week. A lot of these hotels have no smoking policies now where you can't even smoke on the balconies. I don't care. Uh, I'm sneaky, and if they catch me, I'll pay the fine. I'm not hurting anything. Yeah, if the beach has a rule where you can't smoke on it, I won't do that because you know, it's just I'd be annoyed if there was a rule about something I didn't like and somebody did it anyway. So I'll be a good boy there, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna let them tell me what I can do on the balcony of the hotel room that I'm paying for. It's outside, for goodness sakes. Comes from the Boston water. No, it doesn't taste like communism, Tim. I don't know what communism tastes like. Michael's asking what's my vacation pipe carry. You mean which pipes am I taking, or which tobaccos? I'll tell you both. For this one, I'm going to take a couple of small billiards just because they're easy. Um, I'm not going to be gone that long, really. It's going to be less than 3 or 4 days. So I'll take 3 or 4 billiards and probably a jar of Haunted Bookshop. Maybe I'll throw some Old Joe Krantz in a bag too because I've been enjoying that lately. For the beach week, I might switch it up a bit, take a couple of bents as well. We'll see. Oh, Central Cal Piper, that's a shame. Yeah, I will not go on a cruise for that reason. I heard that at least they used to allow you to smoke on Disney cruise ships. I doubt very much that's still the case. But I don't think I could go on a Disney cruise ship anyway. Flint Hill's asking if there's any good pipe shops in Vegas. Anybody know? That's surprising, old Uncle Mike. I mean, I've had quite a few tobaccos that are in that age range. They're just good. If they're well maintained, they're good. Yeah, Kevin Doolan, if I was stuck on that Carnival boat, I would smoke my pipe. I don't care what anybody says. You're stuck out in the middle of the ocean with no power. I'm gonna do whatever the heck I want. Russian cigarettes seem to be burly forward, so maybe that's what communism tastes like. That's what Joe Stalin used to smoke in his pipe. That was crumbled up Russian cigarettes. I ever didn't see any pipe shops in Vegas. That was back in 2014. I doubt new ones have opened. Sailor, hello, my friend. Good to see you tonight. I think we have just about finished up this Haunted Bookshop. So what do you think? Should I do Cuban Mixture or Old Joe Krantz? Everett says he'd need a suit of nicotine patches to take a cruise. That's hilarious. There's Doug Owen. Good evening, Doug. I didn't know he only smoked Dunhills. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So I got to vote for Cuban Mixture, Old Joe Krantz, Cuban Mixture, Old Joe Krantz. Tim tells me to look up. Thank God there's nothing there. Cuban Mixture. Oh, Central Cal's getting back into the house. Well, thanks for joining us, buddy. Kevin Doolan got some Old Joe Krantz coming in. Good stuff. Another vote for you. I did Old Joe Krantz last week, so let's do the Cuban Mixture this week. It'll take me a moment to get it out. That wasn't bad. Here it is. Yes, I have a tobacco drawer. All right, let's set that down for a moment because I gotta get the pipe ready. Gotta move the old yoke prance out of the way. I need something to open that with. New driver. And I'm going to show you this LL Bean pipe. We talked about this last week. And this is one of two I have. I have two that are basically identical. One of them I found as an estate pipe and restored, and then my buddy Mark, Bama Guitar Dude, sent me another one that was like the brother of this one. And I can't tell them apart now, so I don't know if this is the first one or the second one. But that's the pipe. You can see the orange spade on the side of that, or the orange diamond that the LL Bean pipes all had. And they've got this very interesting stinger-like filter mechanism that I will use tonight, just to kind of show you. I don't know if this is going to show up very well, but that's this it's like a tube, and on the bottom of the tube it's slit, so it's open the whole length of this tube. It's open, and then there are, I can get this to focus a bit better. There are holes on the underside of that tube. There's two holes, so three holes altogether, almost in a clover leaf pattern. The tube goes in one, and then the two below that hold each end of a pipe cleaner. I'll set the bowl down before I drop it. So you just take a pipe cleaner, fluffy one, bend it in half, thusly, and then an arm of that sticks into each of those holes. He says, hoping he can get it to fit, and slides all the way up. So the idea is that that's going to sit below the tube and collect the moisture that collects in the tube and then drops out through that slot. And when I first tried this, I thought surely that's a gimmick, and I got to admit it's not something I want to smoke every day because it's a bit of a pain to put together. But it's actually not bad. The problem is these pipe cleaners are, they're the I'm gonna have to do a modification. These are the JB Long tapered, and they don't quite fit properly. We have to trim a little bit off. All right, we'll try that again. So if you never thought these gimmicks worked, I would agree with you for almost everything, but this one, for whatever reason, seems to work. But again, not like I want every pipe I own to have it. Okay, so that's pipe cleaners in place. It's the same length as the tube, and that just goes down there. Clean and open drawer. So we got one of the things I love about Peretti is how illegible their labels are, but that is Cuban mixture. And it's in one of these paint cans, which is why I needed the screwdriver. Bought this probably 2 or 3 years ago, and smoke it occasionally. It's packed in there pretty tight, but that's what Cuban mixture looks like. Smells fantastic. It's just got a really good tobacco smell. The old pipe cleaners are made from dough. Yeah, I've heard that, Doug, about the Dunhill tube. So they actually used to be replaceable, right? Once the pipe got too gunked up, you would just pull the tube out and put a new one in. I think that's the way I heard it. All right. Now that rigmarole is done. Hmm. I don't know if I overpacked this or if that tube is getting in the way, but I'm having a little bit of trouble getting it to spark here. Not spark, light. There we go. Oops. Sorry if I just bumped you. Yeah, the Cuban mixture is it's a complicated blend. I think this is Peretti's oldest blend, and it's got, I believe, 8 different tobaccos in it. First word and last word, says Tim. What did I miss? Oh, Tim. Patrick Grant, how you doing, buddy? Glenn Hill says he took the pipe cleaner out when he smoked his bean pipe the other night. I hope it wasn't an estate pipe where somebody left the cleaner in. I don't think either of the ones that I worked on. Actually, I've worked on a couple of them for other people too. I don't think I've ever seen one with the pipe cleaner still in place. But you can imagine it. I mean, I've gotten estate pipes that had tobacco in them, which you got to wonder about. You know, I don't have many pipes sitting around with tobacco loaded up in them, so got to wonder if that's what the poor guy was doing before he he became a someone that had an estate. Phil Rivera, hello, Phil, and PM Piper. Oh, PA Piper, sorry. Jers Piper. Good to see you guys. Todd Munson's asking if you can get more than one smoke on a cleaner. I have, Todd. I haven't noticed any big problem with it because I'll usually smoke a pipe several times a day. And but it's been a while since I smoked this, so honestly, I don't remember. But I'm sure it's not something where I'm going to have to immediately replace it. But I would replace it, you know, I'd pull it out when I clean the pipe and before I put it back on the rack. By the way, tonight lighter is the Cornell and Deal anniversary, 30th anniversary. Ah, Arnold was making the vet earn their money, huh, Phil? Yeah, Stalin was a complex yet cruel man. Wow, Phil, that's pretty impressive. Fighting a raccoon is, I wouldn't want to fight a raccoon. Tim Fournier is having some low country Virginia in 2022 Peterson St. Patrick Billiard. Very nice. Armchair Piper got an estate pipe that had a spider in it. Wow. Patrick, you have one of these LL Bean pipes? They're pretty cool, I think. I like them because of the history more than anything. You know, being a fly fishing guy, it's a nice connection to that period. Indeed, Flint Hill, the cult seems to be growing members. Ah, the Urban Hermit. The Urban Hermit has a new Phil Rivera pipe. Nice. They were cool back in the day, Phil. Oh, you worked there, Tim. That's pretty cool. Pipe Ninja, thanks for dropping in, buddy. You have a great Memorial Day weekend too, and enjoy the lake. Ah, Doug. I'm sure the legs make a lovely smoke, but you have to collect an awful lot of spiders to get a bowl fill. Yes, Big Dave. I believe Briarcraft might have been the makers of these pipes. Uh, but I've heard of the Smokemaster pipes that have the same kind of filter mechanism. Somebody asked if there's any Scotch drinkers. I'll drink Scotch. I'm not a connoisseur, but it's funny. That seems to be a much bigger thing among cigar smokers, and a lot of pipe smokers are more into bourbons and ryes, it seems. You know, Yornik is a bourbon guy. Sounded taller on the radio, huh, Tim? Euthanized dentistry? I'm confused, Phil. Yes, Abercrombie and Fitch. In the day, they were certainly a major outfitter, Michael. Neil Day. You can't be late. Well, I suppose you can be if you show up tomorrow, but even then you can watch the replay, so you can't be late. Yeah, Sailor, we got the same taste in liquor, I think. Although I'm less so a vodka tequila guy. I'll drink it, but Tim likes the butterscotch. Good stuff. Oh, anesthetized you. Got you, Phil. Got you. Tim, I'm probably going to regret asking this, but what's a Diablo sandwich? I'm the exact opposite of you guys. I don't want to be sedated at the dentist. I just want to get it done, you know? I'll lay back, go to my happy place, do what you need to do. Eric, the blue collar pipe smoker. How you doing, buddy? Smokey and the Bandit. What did I miss? Mushroom leg, I do not like Costello pipes. You asked. Oh, that's what Gleason ate at the diner. Okay. And Smokey and the Bandit. Well, is it a 24 hours to go, Flint Hill? I agree, Tim. If you're going to go and get a Costello, you need an Abbott. Oh, Everett's asking me why I don't like Costello pipes. So am I allowed to talk about it then? I don't want to get in trouble. I just think they're basically another factory pipe and they're way overpriced for what you get. And the people that buy them get really mad about that because they've spent all that money on them. But I prepared them. I don't like the quality of their stems. I don't like the material that their stems are made out of. It's rather snappy and I had to fix a lot of tenons. And I don't see anything in the engineering that makes me think they're worth paying that much for. But, you know, as anything else in pipe smoking, if you want to smoke only Costellos or Dunhills or Graybos or corn cobs, do it. You know, have a good time. Enjoy them. It's all good. Not not trying to put anybody down, but not where I want to spend my money. You could take that same amount of money and go to somebody like Phil Rivera or Jay Mouton or Trevor Talbert and get a better pipe, in my opinion. And I'd rather do that and have a story behind it and have a friend get the money than send it off to what is essentially another factory. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of stuff on the pipe stem poem. I mean, it doesn't annoy me, but something like this, something that's an inlay, doesn't bother me. But a lot of ornate stamping, and it's just hard to maintain that if you got to clean the stem. Jim PM, happy Friday. The manly Billy Bud in a straight grain pot. Lurker Troy. Phil's been known to do that. He just stumbles upon pipes sometimes. Yeah, if only it were that easy. Oh, Phil, that is, I'm sure that's absolutely true, but the idea that a bottom stamp could cause a burnout is just ridiculous. Michael Case asking if there's any plans for guests anytime in the future. Am I that boring, Michael? I don't have any plans right now, no. I was gonna have Everett come on and do a co-host thing with me, but I I gotta do some work on the software end of that. A couple of things broke from the last time I did it, and now with the new OBS upgrade, I'm not sure anything works anymore. But I got the hotkeys working again, I think. We will find out. So nice they named it twice, hey Ed? Oh goodness, Doug. I know the feeling lately. Phillies are getting beat up left and right. And yeah, I'm with you on the Indians. Tim, if you're having trouble, I mean, after we get through vacations and whatnot, I'd be happy to spend some time, see if I can help you out with that and talk you through it. But it's been so long since I set mine up, it's probably all changed. Now, Eric, if Everett comes on and he's on camera, he's going to be using his own camera. And if my lens can put up with me, I'm sure it can handle Everett. Poem, forget about the Chiefs. What about the Braves? Well, has anybody seen the Braves have an ad on their jersey? I've never thought I would see this, but baseball jerseys with a patch on the sleeve for Quick Crete Concrete. I was watching them last night play the Phils, beat the Phils. Todd Barstow, Amphora Burley, and a Medco Cavalier. Nice. Yeah, Everett, what did you do to get Eric all riled up. We don't see him for months, and then he comes on, and you're the you're the butt of his jokes. Wow, Michael, that is cool. I mean, not that it's a mirror, but the fact that your mom bought it for you and from Oberammergau, that's where they used to do the annual Passion Play. I don't know if they still do it, but something I always wanted to see as a kid. Hail to the Commanders. Good one, Tim. Oh, well, that was your first mistake, Everett. I guess they did, Doug. And my fear is that that's just the first hole in the dam. And, next year we're going to be seeing every team covered in looking like a NASCAR, covered in promotional stickers. Bad enough we got them. You can't watch the game without having constant ads poured into your head from the, behind home plate stuff. And at least they haven't started advertising on the field yet, I don't think. They still do the play, Michael? Well, maybe I'll make it someday. All right, Kevin, you have a great weekend too, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Tim, are you somewhere feeling lonely? There you go, Everett. Wimpy tobaccos indeed. Yeah, good point, Michael. Yankees still don't have their names on their jerseys. Huh, that is interesting, Yornik. Indians versus Indians. Tim says he never bought into commercials. I'm wondering what the however is, Tim. Everett had a stalker. And he disappeared as soon as I called him out on it. That's what I would do for a Klondike bar, Tim. There you go, Mushroom Lay. You got a perfectly good name there. I have a woman that works for me. Really wonderful, level-headed person. And she's from Cleveland, big Indians fan. And it was sad to watch over the past several years how she just went from being this like really big fan to being somebody that doesn't watch baseball at all. And it's all because of, what the MLB's been doing. Now Eric's making fun of poor Everett's blood. There you go, Tim. Take whatever life you can get. And by the way, Eric, Everett's not as bad with the nicotine as people think. I have it on good authority that he rarely gets up during the night to smoke a pipe. I mean, he'll go a good 6 hours without a pipe. Stanley Smith's got a clay with velvet. Nice, Stanley. What kind of clay? Is it one of those long, the long ones, or with the small bowl, or is it one of the short ones with the larger bowl? No blood in your port wine. Them Amphora blends are pretty good, Jim PM. Now, see, Eric, I did not know he was snorting the Five Brothers, making his own snuff, huh? Oh boy. I'm sure you will, Everett. Oh, Bona Piper, that's got to be a good ball. Union Square from 2018. Wow. That is my favorite Virginia blend. And yeah, it must be wonderful with that much age on it. In fact, as much as I'm a Burley guy, if they sold Union Square in bulk, I'd probably smoke that about as often as I smoke Haunted Bookshop. That's how much I like that stuff. But I don't like dealing with tins. Yeah, Jim, I wasn't a fan of the Amphora Virginia, but I don't like Virginia for the most part, so that didn't surprise me. And what is the Latakia blend that they have? They're English. That was just terrible, and not even because of Latakia. I thought that was just a terrible blend. I mean, people that like Latakia didn't like that one, but yeah, the other ones, they're Kentucky is really good. Bold Kentucky, I think it's called, and their Burley is really good, and then the original Amphora. I'm just going to enjoy this back and forth between Everett and Eric now. Oh gosh, Tim, that's a shame. Amphora English, yeah, that was terrible stuff, Everett. Ah, glad you enjoy it, Sir Zenith. So after tonight, I'm thinking that if next time I do have a guest, I think we should have both Everett and Eric on, and we could just let them banter for the hour and a half. I think that would be pretty fun. Yeah, the jars, man, they do become a problem. My Cuban mixture is out here. I'm gonna reload. Um, let's see. I'm actually gonna switch pipes. I'm gonna. Well, that needs a pipe cleaner or something. I think I'm gonna smoke this Falcon if I can get it. Problem is, I don't know if this pipe cleaner is gonna fit. I'm gonna have to get out one of the dills, Tim. Oh, there we go. Get all the way through. Probably close enough. And let's get rid of that. And we'll make another little ring. It's an unintentional theme tonight. I'm going to be doing pipe cleaner insert pipes. I had no idea I'd be doing, but here I am. Little ring of pipe cleaner that you put in the bottom of the Falcon really does absorb that moisture that accumulates because of the metal bowl. But if you don't have it lined up right, it can block the airway. And I'm going to smoke some old Joe Krantz in this. Yeah, that was Cuban mixture, Jim. Christian's about to become a sexagenarian next month. That sounds dirty, but it's not. Ah, Larry's working on a Napoleon tamper. I know Christian will want one of those. A lot of folks are saying they like the Amphora Virginia. I'm surprised. I thought it was terrible, but yeah, taste your taste. Takes you 3 days to watch 60 minutes. That's a good one, Tim. I probably have enough tobacco to last me for as long as I need tobacco. I'm seeing Christian's point about never smoking anything. I got to start opening. If this is going to sound really mean, but people would stop sending me tobacco. What a terrible thing that is. I have all these tins that are, older tins. Some of them are more than 10 years old that I love to start working through, but I keep getting these wonderful tobaccos sent to me, and I really do appreciate it, but getting to the point where I don't have time to smoke it all. And if, I don't know if Eric's, I'm a little bit behind in the chat here, but if you haven't said anything about this, Eric. Oh, George Washington, Robert E. Lee, and Abraham Lincoln. Very cool, Eric. Larry had an announcement. Yeah, it's a horrible problem, Christian. I know. Larry's tampers are now, Eric, correct me if, or help me out on the name of which of the online companies, but Larry's tampers are now available through one of the online pipe and tobacco vendors, which is fantastic for him. Oh, really, Eric? I would, maybe we can gang up on him, Troy. I would love to have a Putin tamper. That would really make me happy. Smoking pipes, Peter? No, Doug, I think you should give those to somebody more deserving than me. I would say send them to Eric, but he actually likes the stuff. Tim, I'm not touching that one. Anytime you mention sea life, it worries me. Yeah, there's Ron Hardcrackers. How you doing tonight, Ron? Oh yeah, Everett likes the bacon old fashioned too. I seriously believe that they changed the recipe on that uh, because I I don't remember very many things that John and I did not seem to have an equal opinion of in the tobacco world. Um, the exception being Big and Burley, which was came down to a lot of Kia. So when he said something was awful, I didn't even bother. I wasn't going to even try it, and I just can't believe that it was that offensive to him, and so many people like it. But then again, people like Captain Black Grape, so who the heck knows? Nubian Queen. Ah, Yornik. Death with a Scythe. Pretty cool. I've been very boring with tampers lately. I've been just using my baseball bat since the season started. I agree with you, Everett, and again, I've never tried it, but Captain Black Grape just has to be evil. I don't know what's going on here with I cannot read without my glasses tonight. I think the contrast is off somehow. Or I just like lost 50% of my vision overnight. I thought you were sharing the same dream, Tim. Big Country Briar, hello. No, I'm on this week. You're in Nantucket. Cool. Absolutely, Cole. It's very important that we remember all the folks that lost their lives for our country. And so I try to say something about that every year. Um, Usually on the Sunday before, but I probably won't. I think it's unlikely I'll make a video for Sunday because if I have time tomorrow, I might put something together and just schedule it for Sunday. But it's so sad to me that Memorial Day is turned into a day of picnics and parties and yay, no work and so little remembrance because especially these days there are so many reasons to look back. I mean, we've thrown so much away that so many people fought and died for. And I think not keeping them in mind makes it easier for us to make mistakes. Yes, Tim, Nantucket is indeed where that guy is from. The Whale Museum. That's pretty cool, Cole. Oh, the Falcon is great, Michael. I really do enjoy it. It's not, I love Briar, so it's not like I'm gonna want to switch to all Falcons or anything, but it's a nice occasional change of pace. Yeah, Phil, that's really what it's become. Amen. Interesting, Timber Drifter. Those out of the same jar. Well, oh, that's cool, Eric. Folks, I have a horrible feeling I'm going to sneeze. Maybe it'll pass. Yeah, Phil, I just don't like that stuff. Memorial Day sales and all that. It's I don't want to get ranting here, but oh jeez. Maybe I'll find some time just to fit in a rant tomorrow. Tim, I'd be with you on that Duff beer analogy, but I don't believe they had to have a separate bin for the grape. Good point, Phil. Very good point. That would be a way to honor them. Trapper Scott, thank you for joining us, buddy. You have a good night, a good weekend. Oh, that's cool, Flint Hill. That would be a great way to spend Memorial Day for sure. Smooth Piper, Peter, if I do, so I'm going to be driving on Sunday, so I won't be able to do it on Sunday. If I do one tomorrow, I'll actually schedule it to come out on Sunday morning. But there just might not be a Sunday chat because I got a lot going on tomorrow. I see, Tim. So it was the pouches that gave that great flavor. Yeah, Sailor, I've heard people talk about that, the gravesite picnics, and what a difference, huh? No, not that kind of driving, Phil. I don't golf. Driving to Pittsburgh. Home wants to know what kind of engineer or scientist I am. Critical failure analysis. Cool. That's interesting stuff. I will answer your question. Let me just get caught up on the chat here. Oh, Jim, I just can't do grape. I don't know. I'm sure they're wonderful. Yeah, Patrick, I'm going to be visiting the in-laws. Good point, Phil. You can drink and tee off, but not drink and drive. That's a good point. Yeah, Michael, our when I was a kid, we'd usually be in Wildwood, right by the ocean, for Memorial Day, and the church we went to was like walking distance to the beach. And after one of the masses, they would actually carry a large wreath and some other stuff. And it was a procession to the water, and then launch that into the water in memory of the uh, all the military that had lost their lives. And it was, it sounds a little strange now, but it was actually very touching. I remember that clearly as a kid, and the reverence of that procession down to the beach, which, in a town like that, a beach town, it was odd that you'd be that quiet and solemn walking to the beach. Really, really made an impression on me. Yes, I'm a mad scientist, Phil. Um, no, Tim, you're not supposed to take a grill. Uh, so I am, since you asked their poem, I'm a neurobiologist. I got a lot of much of my background is in math and physics, but my official degree is in neuroscience, and I work in the area of neuropharmacology. And I'm going to stop talking about that before I put everyone to sleep. Oh, that's cool, Mushroom Lake, that they do the water wreath there. Yeah, a good war movie is appropriate there, Peter. And the scouts still decorate the cemetery. Wow, that's rare, Jim. Uh, I'm not mad at anything, Michael, just generally mad. Yes, neurotic indeed. Don't be impressed, poem. It's the only thing I can do. Yeah, Tim, we got plenty of used brains. If you'd let us use it while it's still in place, that would be great. That's something we don't get to do very often. Hmm. Not sure, Flinthill. I'm sorry, not sure, Big Dave. Unsmoked billiard markings M, lowercase c, capital L on the stem. That sounds familiar, but I'm not placing it right now. That'd be normal. Yes, neurotic is the new normal, indeed. Why not, indeed? When I was a graduate student, my advisor actually did his, I can't remember if it wasn't his PhD work, it was his postdoctoral work in Sweden. And at the time, they were working in a hospital or a research unit within a hospital. And when people would be in like car crashes and have a traumatic head injury, they were allowed to legally put electrodes into the people's brains as they were, repairing their scalp and patching them up, and leave the leads hanging out and bring them back and record electrical activity from their brains, uh, which seems really bizarre now. But this is probably back in the 50s, 50s or 60s. Don't let us do that anymore. You could sing "I Want to Be Cremated" to the same tune, couldn't you, Yornik? Hopefully a lot more than 24 hours to go. Informative tattoos might be helpful, Phil. Well, we gotta get moving here. We're at time. Charlie Delgado, happy Friday to you, sir. That's pretty cool, Paul. It's amazing how few witches were actually killed during the Salem witch trials. Tim, that's very strange. Oh, 65. Yeah, it's funny we do care about such things, Tim. That is true, Paul. That is true. Yeah, Yornik, that's a romantic thing to do. It's funny. I don't like the idea of cremation because I just don't like the idea of burning. I know I won't know or anything, but if I had my choice, I'd like to just be able to. I'd like to go like a dog, like go off by myself in the woods and just lean up against a tree and let nature take its course. Oh, that should be interesting, Doug. Bill O'Reilly's putting out a book on the Salem witch trials. Thank you, Michael. I will do my best to relax a bit, and I will be surprised if I see a giant chicken, but if I do, there will be a photo, I promise. In fact, pretty much anything giant I'll try to get a picture with. Alleged witches, yep. Sorry about the lag, PA Piper, but everything looks fine here, so. Anyway, we are going to draw this to a close. Let me just finish up here. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Had a great time as always, and it was great to spend it with such good friends. I should be back next Friday without question. I might be here on Sunday with a video. We'll just have to see what tomorrow brings. But if you don't see me tomorrow, you will see me next Friday, and I'll try to get that scheduled early in the week. So with that, you all take care. Have a great weekend and a fantastic week ahead. Happy Memorial Day, and try to remember the reason for this day on Monday. So take care, folks, and we'll talk again soon.